Hello, my name is Jeff Cook, owner of Cook Films, and today we're going to be talking about reflectors. When you're out shooting and you have to do an interview outdoors and there's no shade, and you're shooting during the daytime, most likely you're going to have shadows on the face. The only time you won't have the shadow on the face is when it's overcast, which the sun is hidden behind the clouds, and the clouds create a kind of like a soft box and making everything soft on the face without any harsh shadows. But there are going to be days where the sun is out, there's no clouds, and you're going to have to deal with shadows on the face, really harsh shadows. And using a reflector can help get rid of those. This is a 5-in-1 reflector, and it has silver on one side, it's black on the back, and then you can reverse it so that it has gold. You just take it out, reverse it, and you have gold, which gives it a more warm look to it. But I'm going to go ahead and show you a few examples how you can use a 5-in-1 reflector, just using the silver side. And then I'm also going to show some other examples if you don't have a reflector. When you have someone with a shadow on their face, there's a couple things that you can do. You can use a scrim like I'm going to demonstrate. This takes care of the shadow on his face, and but the only thing is that the background's going to be bright. You would probably have to put a net behind him to break down the light that's behind him, and then you would probably put this scrim on some C-stands holding it up. An alternative to the scrim would be a reflector, so I'll demonstrate that real quick. You have to maneuver the reflector so that it hits the sun from the opposite direction. Problem with this though is that it's going to cause him to squint. You can move back some, and that looks a little bit better, and it's not so harsh on the eyes. If you move too close, it's going to be too strong. An alternative to the scrim and the reflector would be plain white piece of cardboard. I have this in a two-sided, so it folds out, and this isn't as harsh as the silver lining on the reflector, so let's see how this looks. So here's the shadow, and here I go putting up the white cardboard. Without, with. Without, with. So I don't think it's too strong, and it's not so harsh on the person. Another thing too is if you don't necessarily have to be in the sun for the interview, you can always take the person in the shade, and I'll show you what that would look like. You don't necessarily need to have them in the sun, then see if you can shoot it in the shade. That way there's no harsh shadows, and just be mindful of what's in the background though. This isn't the ideal location that I would shoot someone in the shade, but it does help with the shadows on his face. I hope you learned something today. Feel free to ask me any questions. Email me at jeff@cookfilms.co, and share this if you feel that someone else can benefit from it. Thank you.